The Battle of Sui Yang was a battle in Sui Yang during the Anshi Rebellion, between the rebel and Lushan's Yan army and the loyalist forces of the Chinese Tang army. Although the battle was ultimately won by Yan, it suffered a major loss of manpower and time. The battle was noted for Tang army's determination to fight to the last man, and also due to the cannibalism that occurred during the siege. Background: in January 757 AD, and Lushan was killed by his own son and Qingshu. In the same month, and Qingshu ordered General Yin Ziki to besiege Sui Yang. Yin Ziki joined with Yang Chaozhong before the siege, with a total army size over 130,000 men. The governor of Suiyang at the time, Suiyang, heard of Zhang Zun's fortress defense abilities in the Battle of Yongqiu and asked him for help. Zhang Zun knew that if Suiyang fell, the rest of Tang's territory south of the Yangtze River would be threatened. He agreed to help immediately. Process: the beginning, the united army of Zhang Zun and Zhu Yuan, around 7,000 men, prepared to defend Suiyang with their lives. Zhu Yuan focused on supplies management and after-battle repairs. Zhang Zun, on the other hand, focused on battle tactics. Despite daily sieges by the Yan army, the Tang soldiers never let up. Zhang Zun's troops played the war drums during the night, acting as if they were going to fight. Consequently, the Yan army were forced to stand on guard during the night, and suffered from the lack of sleep. Eventually, some troops did not bother to put on their armor when they heard these battle drums, and kept sleeping. After the Yan army lowered their defenses, Zhang Zun's forces ambushed them very successfully. Zhang Zun had long wanted to give the Yan morale a major blow, and the best way to do this would be to hurt or kill the Yan general Yin Ziki. However, in an age before photography, the problem was that Zhang had no idea what Yin Ziki looked like. Not to mention he would be in a mix of soldiers. Zhang therefore turned to psychology. He ordered his troops to shoot weeds, instead of arrows, at a few enemy soldiers. When these soldiers noticed that they were being shot by weeds, hence were not killed, they were overjoyed. They promptly ran to Yin Ziki to report that the Tang army had already run out of arrows. Zhang Zun noticed where the soldiers ran and ordered his best archers to shoot at Yin Ziki. One such arrow hit Yin Ziki in his left eye, throwing the Yan army instantly into chaos. The siege ended with the expected major blow to the Yan morale. After 16 days of siege and ambush, Zhang had already lost 20,000 men. Yin Ziki decided that his army was too tired to fight, so he ordered a temporary retreat to regroup. Yin Ziki returned to besiege Suiyang 2 months later, with an additional 20,000 fresh troops. Originally, Zhu Yuan had prepared for the upcoming battle by storing 1 year of food supply inside of Suiyang. But the district governor had insisted that he share the large food supply with other nearby fortresses, and hence the food supply became much less than what Zhu Yuan originally planned. By July, the Tang soldiers had fallen into a serious food shortage. Tang soldiers were given very small daily rations of rice. If they wanted more food, they would need to settle for whatever animals, insects, and tree roots that could be found in their vicinity. Yin Ziki noticed the famine that was plaguing the Tang army. He therefore ordered more troops to surround Suiyang. He made many siege attempts with siege ladders, but they were all repelled by the determined Tang troops. Yin Ziki even used hooked pulled carts to try to pull down the towers of the fortress, with limited success. The Tang soldiers were able to destroy the hook of these carts before major damage was made. But even with the battle's success, Zhang Zun knew that with only around 1,600 soldiers left, and most of them sick or hungry, the battle would soon be a lost cause. By August, all of the insects, animals and vegetation in the besieged area had been eaten. Zhang Zun ordered 30 of his best soldiers, including his best soldier Captain Nanji Yang, to break through and ask for help from nearby fortresses. Nan Jiyan and 26 others successfully broke through. However, none of the nearby local governors were willing to offer troops and food supplies. Finally, Nan Zhuyun asked for help from Helen Jinming, governor of the nearby Linwai. Helen had long been jealous of Zhang Zun's abilities. He also wanted to preserve his forces, so he refused to assist Zhang Zun. Instead, he offered Nan Jiyan a large feast, to try to convince him to join his ranks. Nan replied, "The reason why I risked my life to come here is because the local civilians and my comrades have no food to eat for over a month. How can I eat such a huge feast when I know that my comrades are facing? Although I failed my mission, I will leave a finger with you, as evidence that I did come here." Immediately after, Nan Jiyan cut off one of his own fingers. He then rode away. Nam Zhuyun's bravery finally convinced a local governor Lian Wan to lend 3,000 soldiers to him. Both of them fought their way through the Yan ranks back into Suiyang. Fighting though the numerous Yan army was damaging, and only about 1,000 of the soldiers from the outside made it inside the fortress. The starving Tang soldiers, numbering about 1,600 in total and with no chance of outside help, fell into despair. Almost everyone tried to convince Zhang Zun to surrender, or find some way of escape south. Zhang Zun and Zhu Yuan discussed this, and Zhu Yuan concluded, if Sui Yang falls, Zhan will be free to conquer the rest of southern China. And on top of it, most of our soldiers are too tired and hungry to run. Zhang Zun announced to his remaining troops, the nearby governors might be inelegant, but we cannot be disloyal. Another day that we can hold out is another day for the rest of the Tang to prepare defenses. We will fight till the very end. Cannibalism at this time, besieged Sui Yang had long been in a state of famine. The old Book of Tang says, Zhu Yuan also killed his servants, which was recorded in the new Book of Tang. Yuan also killed servants to feed the soldiers. An explanation for people still staying loyal is accounted in the new Book of Tang. It is possible that all dead soldiers and civilians were also eaten after this incident. The fall of Sui Yang. The Tang soldiers fought bravely until early October. Finally, with fewer than 400 men alive, and the men without the strength to shoot arrows, Sui Yang fell to the Yan army. Zhang Zun said before the fall, "We are out of strength, and can no longer defend the fortress. Although we have failed the emperor in life, we hope to keep killing enemies after death." Zhang Zun, Nan Jiyan and Hui Yuan were all captured. Yin Ziki asked, "I heard that every time you fight, you open your eyelids until they rip, and you bite your teeth until they crack. Why do you do that?" Zhang Zun answered, "I want to eat you traitors alive. The damages to my eyes and teeth are nothing." Yin Ziki used a dagger to hold open Zhang Zun's mouth, and to his surprise, all but 3 of Zhang Zun's teeth were indeed cracked. Zhang Zun finally said, "I die for my emperor, so I will die in peace." Yin Ziki admired Zhang Zun's bravery and commanding abilities. But no matter how hard Yin tried to persuade Zhang Zun, Nan Jiyan, and Zhu Yuan, they would not join the Yan ranks. At the end, fearing further dangers, Yin killed all 3 men, along with 33 other loyal elite soldiers. Aftermath. Zhang Zun was able to repel many overwhelming Yan sieges, with less than 10,000 soldiers during each battle. Because of Zhang Zun's determination, the resource-laden southern China was not under threat from the rebels for almost 2 years. With such a large Yan army held at bay, Tang was able to use the resources to gather more troops for combat. This gave Tang enough time to regroup and strike back at Yan. To Yan, the losses were enormous, although Yan won this series of battles. Before the battles of Yongqiu and Sui Yang, Zhan had intended to conquer all of the Tang dynasty. Their total army size, across the whole country, was well over 300,000 men, greatly outnumbering what the Tang army could have offered at the time. After these 2 battles, however, the tide had turned and the Tang army held the upper hand in both manpower and equipment. If Yan had conquered the whole Suiyang district even 1 year earlier, the Tang dynasty might have ended by 757 AD. The Suiyang campaign marked the turning point of the war. Debates. Many historians are puzzled by the lack of support the Tang dynasty gave to Zhang's sons, even though he was very successful in battle. If the Tang had given Sui Yang support just a week before the fall of the fortress, Zhang's son might not have died at that point. It was possible that many local governors believed that, if the Yan finally defeated the Tang, they could still maintain their power by surrendering to the Yan. One of the most successful Yan policies was extreme friendliness to newly surrendered Tang governors. On the other hand, the Yan were extremely brutal to governors who fought against them. This policy was one of the main reasons why Yan was able to raise such a large army and had so many supplies. In at least one incident, an imperial order was given to a local governor to send troops to assist Zhang's sons, which was ignored by the governor. This governor was later punished by death. Another debate was over Zhang's sons' refusal to surrender. Some argued that, when the Tang army ran out of food supplies near July 757 AD, the army should have surrendered. That would have prevented the cannibalism that happened later on. On the other hand, some argued that Zhang Zun made the correct choice to delay the Yan army for as long as he can. They believed that his only mistake was wrongly believing that the other Tang governors, or even the imperial guards, would give him support much earlier than October.